musculoskeletal system is responsible for several vital functions in the body, such as structural support, coordination of movement, protection of organs, storage of calcium and phosphorus, and production of red blood cells. Bones, cartilage, ligaments, tendons and skeletal muscles combine to form the musculoskeletal system. The alignment, length and angles formed by the combination of these are the determining factors in the quality of conformation of a horse and the efficiency of its biomechanics. In work, the quality of a horse's conformation will affect the likelihood of the onset of injury.
Inside, rerouted with Frankel, who's gone on.
Ligaments are gel-like and attach bone to bone. Tendons attach muscle to bone. Skeletal muscles contract to move bones, maintain body position, and support soft tissue in the body. 3 types of cartilage can be found in the body. Hyaline cartilage, providing stiff but flexible support. Elastic cartilage provides support and is not damaged by deformation. And fibrocartilage resists compression and prevents bone-to-bone contact. A galloping horse will apply 3 times its body weight in force onto the lower limbs, and so bones need to be strong. The strength of bone is a result of its mineralized cartilaginous matrix. Each bone contains 2 types of tissue: compact, that is dense and solid, and cancellous tissue, softer and spongy. The main component of efficient equine biomechanics is balance. Horses with a good centre of gravity are less likely to develop lameness and other injuries. The 4-hand heavy horse tends to favour weight bearing on the front limbs. This puts more stress on the front feet, increasing concussion to the feet and stress on the joints, tendons and ligaments. The neck of a horse should be equal to or greater than the length of its back to balance the forces created by the swinging of the hindquarters during movement. Because the horse, unlike the human, does not have a collarbone, the neck needs to be tied into the shoulder as well, using a series of strong muscles to form a good breed-specific angle in the shoulder. The length of the neck should exceed or match that of the back. If it is shorter, the horse's flexion will be limited, and if it is longer, difficulty to lift may cause the horse to hollow out, rounding his back, bringing the hindquarters under the centre of gravity, and in doing so, losing balance.
Slim-shaded native can't just in behind those. Simon comes next and then comes Brooks. Dubarby Gold is still at the back of the field, but at halfway Frankel is almost 10 lengths clear. They're heading then down towards the bushes now. Frankel continues to be in a massive lead to Casamento in second place, and then rerouted behind that is Parford. Dubarby Gold coming from the back of the field, but at the bushes Frankel is 15 lengths clear. Frankel is heading down towards the last quarter mile. He's making every yard of the running here. Dubarby Gold and Native Card have moved into second and third places. Parford is behind in third place into the dip. Frankel continues to be in front.
The approach is the final canter stride before takeoff. All 4 legs are placed to optimize trajectory. The neck of the horse moves forward and down to lower the center of mass. The horse props its forelegs that allows for a sudden reduction of forehand momentum, enabling the hind legs to carry under the body. Takeoff is initialized as forelegs leave the ground and finalized when hind legs leave the ground. Once off the ground, a horse cannot alter trajectory. Most of the power required to clear an obstacle is generated from the hind legs. The capacity to produce power in the hind legs is increased the longer they remain in contact with the ground. Power comes from compression of the hind leg flexing at the hip, stifle, hock and fetlock, and releasing energy in a spring-like fashion. The centre of mass follows a trajectory that cannot be changed once airborne. However, a horse can alter the position in which all 4 legs lie that is vital in order to jump clear of an obstacle. The body will bascule, a type of rotation, keeping the shoulders high as the forelegs clear a fence and the hips high as the hind legs follow over. During flight, the front legs are drawn up to the body and the hind legs are retroflexed away from the body. The horse lands with its non-leading leg first, followed by the leading leg and the hind legs in turn. The amount of pressure on the front legs when landing is immense and is a common cause of injury. During the first stride after landing, balance is regained and forward motion continues. Okay, so in my bioanalysis of biomechanics, I'm going to look at 3 different polo ponies working on their left and their right leads in an attempt to establish which of these horses has the best balance and is equal on both their leads. It's important that horses are similar in their strides on both legs, so you can place shots comfortably off either side without having to make too much of an adjustment. So what I'll be looking and analysing these horses is whether or not the distance between the leading hoof and the trailing hoof at full extension is equal on the body. It's good with the polo ponies if they can extend as much as they can and remain flat through the back to give the player a nice flat surface from which they can hit off with less movement, and I tend to find that horses that will stretch out into the canter a little bit more will give you that. These horses I know because I was looking after them for a long time, have only really been in work for about a week and have had the winter off, so what I'm expecting is they'll be a lot stronger on the right than they are on the left. And that's because when they're exercised coming into the season, it's usually always on the right hand leg. That's the leg you tend to be on when you're hitting the ball, so that's the leg they get worked on most first of all, just to bring them up to that core fitness. So we're going to look at the first horse now. This horse is a 16-year-old mare called Naranka, and at full extension you can see, using that as a reference point, that post as a reference point, is 176 centimetres on the right leg and 138 on the left leg, so quite a substantial difference there. This is Millie, she's a 12-year-old, another mare. 130 metres between on her right leg and 140 metres or 2 metres on her left, so not as still quite away, but not as bad as the previous horse, not as much of a difference. This here is Chorizo, who's a 13-year-old gelding, and at full extension there is 130 centimetres and 160, so Millie, the second horse, is probably giving the most preferable extension.